Welcome, this is your teacher David Garcia, and today we will be working with the concept of the midpoint. To understand the midpoint, let's go over here and let's draw a segment. A segment is different from a line because the segment has a beginning and it has an ending. A line, if you remember, is infinite. It goes on and on both directions. Now, the beginning point and the ending point, we will call them point 1 and point 2. It doesn't really matter, right, how we select them. Arithmetically, we will always get to the same answer. So for this example, let's call this point down here point 1, and this point over here on top, point 2. Now the midpoint, as you may have guessed, is precisely the halfway between these 2 points of this segment. Now, if you see in here, this point is found in -1, 1. So let's locate this. And I am going to do this just to show you that naming them point 1 and point 2 doesn't really make any difference because the line segment will be identical. So there it is. So what do we need to calculate the coordinates of this midpoint? We will need the coordinates of the points point 1 and point 2, or the beginning and the ending points. So let's solve a couple of examples. And let's begin with the formula. The midpoint will be a point, and it will have an x coordinate. We will call it xm, and it will have a y coordinate. We'll call it ym. Now, the x coordinate will come from the addition of the x coordinates of both points, x1 and x2. And then we will divide them by 2. And we will do exactly the same thing for the y coordinate. There we go. So this will be like our formula. So let's imagine that we're given these points. We have -3/4, 4, and then we have 3/5, -11/7. Now, as you saw in the graphical example, it doesn't matter if we call this point 1 and this 1.2 or vice versa, we get to the same answer. So let's just name this 1.1 and this 1.2. So this will be our x1 and x2. This will be y1, and this will be y2. So let's begin by calculating the x coordinate for our middle point. I know that I have to add these 2 numbers and then divide them by 2. So if you see, it's just a matter of substituting them into the formula. So I will have -3/4 plus 3/5, and then I divide everything by 2. Now, you just have to put these numbers in the calculator now. So here we go. And I have that this is -3/40. Now I am going to do exactly the same thing for the y coordinate. The y coordinate of the middle point will be y1 plus y2, and it will be divided by 2. Now, if you see in this case, I have a 4, whole number here, and I have 11/7, I have a fraction in here. So it's just a matter of rewriting the 4 into a fraction. Now, if your calculator can do this, just put the numbers in the calculator and don't worry too much about it. So this will be 28/7. Right? This is my 4, and then plus, and I have a negative 11/7 here. And everything will be divided by 2. So the y coordinate for my middle point will be 17/14. And that's it. If you see now I have both my x coordinate and y coordinate, so my middle point will be found at negative 3/40, comma 17/14. And that's it. That's how you calculate the midpoint of a segment. Thank you very much, and I will see you in our next video.